Right, welcome back. After that really boring last part, it's finally time to start this proper. But first, even more preparations. Yes, between this, I had a bit of an incident with this chapter. I kind of failed miserably because, wow, those damn natures hurt a lot more than I thought they would. So, I'm gonna make a few extra changes to my preparations. Firstly, I just noticed I'm actually going to use the pure water. Remember how earlier I said I don't really use pure water that much? Yeah. That turned out to be very, very wrong. Also, probably as good a time as any to break out the res potion, which boosts resistance by 2 for a whole chapter. That's going to be pretty useful. Unfortunately, I've only got one of those, but, well, you can use them on... Also, you can use them on the preparation screen to save having to use them within the actual chapter itself. Unfortunately, you can't do the same with the pure water, so Sirius is going to have to waste a turn. Also, I also realised, now would be as good a time as any to break out the barrier staff. Remember back before when I said the barrier staff was only really useful just for cheap experience on healers? Oh, how wrong I was. How very, very wrong I was. Yeah, you'll be seeing me get a lot of use out of that this chapter. So, let's begin, and first we have a cutscene with 2 Draco Knights. Yep, Miss Charlotte is back, after taking Minerva last time. It seems that he's gone over here, and he wants Minerva to join forces with Marth. And this music that is playing in the background here, is a absolutely beautiful piece, just known as Theme of Love. We won't actually hear this very much until pretty much the final chapter, but it basically, yeah, again, it's exactly what it says. In this case, it means the love between siblings, but anyway, at this point, we get a bit of backstory on just what happened to Miss Charlotte after the events of the last game, and his whole motivations then. So apparently he was, yeah, he was ambitious, very ambitious, and Garneth took that quality of his and manipulated him. He didn't have to use any magic. Minerva feels convinced that Garneth brainwashed him. He didn't have to. All he did was spread rumours that Minerva would succeed the throne and not him. Actually, wait a minute, I've got the designer's notes up now. Yes, essentially there were 3 reasons why Miss Charlotte killed his own father and essentially became a tyrant. But first here, we're going to find out, exactly how he survived the events of the last game. So apparently, he was defeated, I think the original mystery specifically mentioned Minerva being the one who defeated him. But anyway, that was pretty much canon anyway. So basically, after he was defeated, Maria was praying for him. And yeah, because he realised that after he treated Maria so badly, she still cared for him. And that caused him to, seems like he's had a change of heart. Well, has he really? We'll find out later. But at least he wants to go rescue Maria, who's still disappeared. Anyway, at the moment though, we're stuck. We don't really know what to do here. So I can go back and say what the designer said. Essentially, there were 3 reasons, apparently, why Miss Charlotte did what he did. Firstly, he thought his father was a weak king who didn't do enough to help his citizens during terrible times. Kind of reminds me of Travant a bit. You know, someone who became a tyrant, but with the good of their nation at heart. Secondly, after Medius resurrected, Arcania didn't send reinforcements to aid Macedon, which caused him to be kind of a bit angry at them, and also his father, who was pretty faithful to Arcania. And thirdly, like I said, Garneth spread rumours that Minerva would succeed the throne. And those 3 eventually contributed to pushing him over the edge, which was exactly what Garneth wanted. I'm guessing, yeah, I mean, being manipulated into killing your own father by an evil sorcerer, it's kind of similar to Shargal in FE4, actually. Then again, though, I mean, I find it much harder to sympathise with Shargal, though, because he's still pretty much a generic villain to the end, whereas Miss Charlotte, he's kind of showing signs of redemption now. Even though that's actually a point of controversy among fans of the series, but we'll get to that later, let's not bring that up now. What I'm doing at the moment, though, is I am boosting the resistance of pretty much everyone who's going to go into the front lines with the barrier staff. And there's a good reason for this, and the reason I boosted fast resistance is because he got killed by a mage in my last run. So, yeah, try killing him now, stupid mages. Anyway, as Jagan said, Khadein's mage army is now going after us. Although if you looked at the chapter map, you would have spoiled yourself on that detail. Anyway, you would have known you'd be fighting these guys. So, right, let's kill this Master Seal Thief right off the bat. And another Master Seal. There'll be 2 we'll be getting in this chapter. And remember what I said about I don't really care about missing that Master Seal back in chapter 7? You'll be getting a lot of them. You'll be getting more than you can ever really reasonably need. Now, time for Sirius to use that. Now, with the aid of pure water, Sirius is quite the magical tank. His resistance is almost as high as his defense now. So, he's going to be used to lure in these mages. Now, again, remember that... Oh, wait a minute. Did we just see someone with a portrait? Well, you know what they say in Fire Emblem. You see someone with a portrait and they're not a boss. Well, they're going to join you, unless their name is Heimler. Oh, Heimler, you are weird. Very weird. I still don't know what's up with that guy. Really strange. Now, for some reason, this guy is going to talk to us about Sword Slayers. Yes, the Sword Slayer, you might have noticed, that was a weapon that appeared in Fire Emblem 7, but it was an axe then, and it was, an axe strong against swords, but also effective against Myrmidons and Mercenaries, and their promoted classes. In this game, it's pretty much the same, except that it's a sword now, for some reason. It was a sword in the original Mystery of the Emblem, as well, but still, it's kind of interesting. Of course, since this game has no Reaver weapons, they couldn't really make it an axe. But anyway, the guy in that house there only says that it's effective against mercenaries and heroes. He doesn't mention that it's also good against Myrmidons and Swordmasters, and there's a pretty good reason for that. The reason being that, Myrmidons and Swordmasters didn't exist in the original Mystery of the Emblem, and that conversation probably was just copied and pasted from there. Lazy developers forgot to change that. But anyway, so yeah, in the original Mystery, Myrmidons didn't exist, and neither did Swordmasters. So actually, I haven't mentioned that yet, have I? That's really important, because back then, Narval was a mercenary. Funnily enough though, if you've unlocked the male weak class merge, you can actually make him a mercenary again. So if you want to go for the nostalgia value, you can do that if you want, but you have to have beaten the game at least once on hard or above. Wow. Axes having 60% hit against a lance. Katria is so broken she breaks the weapon triangle. Weapon triangle? Ha! What's that? Right, now Sheena is gonna run and... She doesn't quite kill thieves with a javelin. Bear that in mind, because that detail is going to become a bit important later, as I found out almost to my horror. I had a very close call in this chapter, but anyway. Okay, Julian's almost, at the chest. Speaking of this chapter, I really like the aesthetic here. It's the desert, and you might notice, this is in fact the very same map as Chapter 14 of Shadow Dragon. There's an awful lot of these, what I like to call legacy, maps in this game. Yeah, you'll see a lot of these, maps that are similar to ones in the previous one. This one's pretty much a direct thing, although I don't know if Minerva's village was in the original Shadow Dragon version of the map or not. So yeah, but it's got a bit of a different aesthetic. This nice sort of... It looks as though it seems like it's sunset here, so it's got a nice, nice aesthetic, like I said. I kind of like it. The graphics here are pretty nice. Also, and it just ended, we also have a new map theme. I'll talk more about that when we get back to it, but, first, mages. Yeah, again, like, you gotta watch out for their high movement in the desert. This was annoying back in this chapter in the original Shadow Dragon, but here, add in Draco Knights, who for some reason are still part of Khadein's Mage Corps. Anyway, also, you might have noticed that Sorcerer of the Portrait is moving towards us. When I first played this was really annoying. When I first played this chapter, I was like, in the original Mystery, you want Marth to head to the right, because you want him to get that village as fast as possible. I cannot stress it enough. Also, I cannot stress this enough. Yep, another Star Shard! Yeah, this is why we had Julian deploy all the way over to the right. Because, and of course, naturally, this being the, Sanctuary of Sorcery, we, get the +2 Magic Shard, which is nice. Now, gotta watch out for that guy there, Etzel. Now, you might be wondering, who do you recruit him with? Well, we don't really seem to have anyone who has any connection to you. But, we should just follow the normal Fire Emblem maxim. When in doubt, use your main lord. Always tends to work. So what I'm saying is, Marth can talk to this guy, but I need to watch out that he doesn't get mobbed by all those mages. And Draco Knights. Yeah, this could be a problem, except he's going to attack us soon. Because, yeah, Etzel will come for you, and this is why, so you see, in the original history, I would highly recommend that you have Marth hightail to that village as soon as possible. In this game, he needs to take a detour up the north, because if you don't actually... Oh, now you crit! That killer bow has been really uncooperative this playthrough, I really don't like it. Anyway, at least we can thin out the mages a little bit here. Now, I would really like it if you dodge this. No, not quite. No, still, take a sniper, she can take it. Yeah, anyway, you want Marth to take a detour through the north here, because otherwise Etzel will come for you and attack you. And you don't want to have to hold him off for ages until Marth arrives, because that's not fun. Also, yeah, he might get himself killed. I mean, technically speaking, you could box him in with unarmed people, but he's actually a pretty powerful mage in and of himself, so you gotta watch that. I mean, he's actually pretty powerful. So you might be taking quite a few hits if you do that. He's also a pretty accomplished healer, so you want to get him out of the way just so he doesn't heal the enemies here. And I've been talking a lot about him, but I haven't actually got him yet, so I'll save that for his actual character introduction. For now, Swarm Bishops. I hate you. I hate you so much. We need to stay out of their way. As far out of their way as we possibly can. And right, here we go. Here's Etzel. So, for those of you who don't know, and a lot of you probably won't, because Etzel was from Shadow Dragon, but, if you actually cared about your characters in that game, you probably wouldn't know who he is. Etzel was only recruited in, side quest, I believe, 17, or 16 in that game. Anyway, it was a quite late side quest, and it required you to massacre a huge amount of characters just to get him, and he wasn't that worth it anyway. So most people probably won't know who he is. Weirdly enough, he was featured very prominently in promotional materials when Shadow Dragon was first revealed. Little did people know he'd just be a crappy pre-promote that you had to kill off a bazillion characters to get. But in this game, well, how does he fare now? Etzel, well, he's actually improved in this game quite a bit, both in story importance and in stats. I mean, Etzel still isn't the best character in this game, and he's certainly not the best as far as magic users go, but he's a far cry from being just a throwaway pre-promote that you need to kill off about 30 characters to get. Etzel has alright starting stats, not particularly spectacular, but they kind of suffice. His growths are actually pretty good, I mean actually very good. Particularly his resistance growth is actually really high for his standards. He starts with a B rank in tomes, which means he can use actually every single tome in the game right off the bat. He can even grab Excalibur right now if he wanted. Yeah, there's only one A-rank tome, and no one on your side can use it, so B is kind of the best you can do. But that's not where his true usefulness lies, no. Etzel's true forte is healing, and that's a job he actually does really well. A base of 11 magic is actually quite high by healer standards in this game, which means he can be healing quite a lot of HP right off the bat. And not only that, but look at his base defense and resistance. Those are actually very high by mage standards. He's actually surprisingly bulky by, again, mage standards. And he can actually resist physical attacks reasonably well. And that's something not many healers can claim to have, so that's actually really nice. And not to mention the fact that, as a healer, he can be put to use right away. Like, yeah, he's useful immediately. Those starting stats are actually pretty decent for what he can do with that. And his growths are actually not that bad either. In fact, yeah, they're pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I would have preferred that his highest growth would have been skill, because that's kind of pointless for him. But anyway, I mean, starting with a D in staves, he can use mend right away, but get it higher and he'll be using better staves, and he's actually can be pretty good in that regard. So what I'm saying is, Etzel, he may not be the best magic user in the game, but he makes for a really good staff bot. If you need a secondary staff user, he's actually the best bet. And, well, certainly he's much better at the job than Wendell earlier was. As you can see, he's an awful lot better than Wendell. And so yeah, if you need a secondary healer or just you just want to throw a staff bot onto your team, Etzel's one of the best you can have in that regard. He actually makes, a really decent backup healer, and for that, he's much improved since Shadow Dragon. So yeah, Etzel is actually one of the few pre-promotes in this game who's actually pretty decent and might be worth using. In fact, I'll actually be putting Etzel to good use right away as a healer in this chapter. And he's actually pretty useful in that regard. Not only that, but he's got great resistance, so these mages here are hardly going to scratch him much. Yeah, like I said, also, note also that Etzel is in fact the only playable Dark Mage / Sorcerer, if you don't include reclassing in this game. So, yeah, he's got that going for him, although unfortunately, yeah, there's no specific Dark Magic tones in this game. Well, there technically is one, although it's exclusive to one of the major bosses, like I said. So there is really not that much advantage sorcerers have over sages, really. It's more of a cosmetic difference. Except they do have very slightly higher defense. So yeah, they're actually, in this game, and I think that gimmick was carried over to Awakening, sorcerers being the more defensive by mage standards. In fact, I've seen some videos of Awakening. I've seen people like Henry, be an amazing tank with Nosferatu. Like, they can get really high defense stats, then again, they can also reclass themselves over to, wow, you attacked Ryan, are you serious? Oh, and again, no critical! That killer bow is really disappointing me. I'm probably going to sell out eventually. Come on, killer bow, do better or I'm going to sell you. Seriously. Ow. Yeah, this is why the barrier staff helps. Of course, barrier staff won't help you against these guys, but just having high defense in general will. And yeah, here, I would have liked to have not had the javelin equipped there, but what can you do? And nice, once again, Sirius has some pretty sweet defense. You might also notice that if you're going by the original caps of the original mystery, Sirius would be pretty close to maxing everything by now. So he was pretty broken in that game. He's still great now, just not quite to the same extent. And here is where I started to freak out. You see, that thief is about to reach that village. If he reaches it, we may as well restart. First, I'll get this. Yep, you don't want to miss the second item down there too, but first I'll talk about this thief here. Sheeta can't quite kill him with a javelin, which is really annoying. Until I realize something right here. Narbal has the Leo Shard. Trading over the Leo Shard gives her +2 strength, giving her exactly enough power to kill the thief. Phew, that was close! I am so glad that Narbal went over there. He actually, spoilers, didn't really get to kill anything at all this chapter, but just doing that saved me. That saved my run. That one shard. And he just happened to get the Leo Shard last chapter too, so wow, that was pretty amazing. I can't believe that happened. So yeah, I'm glad I thought of that, because I was just about to restart when I was just in his inventory, and I thought, hang on a minute, maybe I can salvage this, and I did. So I'll just go on the record and say I totally planned that, even though I completely didn't. But anyway, right, yeah, it's best to lure the Dracos here one by one and then kill them off individually. Because if you lure all of them at once, plus the mages, you're all gonna die. Trust me, that happened in my first run. Yeah, that wasn't nice. Of course, I also learned that if you forget the barrier staff, this chapter can be a real problem. Like, really, this chapter made me appreciate just how useful the barrier staff is in a map like this with all these mages. Like, yeah, it's actually pretty useful. Now, I'm getting Mary Sue to, just even though she's not doubling, just hit some mages for, oh, that was nice. Stuff just so I could do this. Right, now that her tome rank is leveled up to D, she can now use L-Fire, which at least gives her a bit of extra power and compensates for that pathetic magic stat. Although, to be honest, the only reason Mary Sue is still a mage at this point is because of the extra movement in the desert. And Martha was exactly enough to kill here, gone. Looks like the enemies are slowly running out. This guy's gonna die soon. I would kind of like, right, and now, I vaguely remember Draconite reinforcements coming out of that fort, although it may have been in the original mystery, but I'm not entirely sure. Still, if I go to that fort, I'll be in range of one swarm, but Sirius can take it. And yeah, 10 resistance, that's pretty high. I kind of want a Bast to get a kill here, and we don't want to go into swarm range just yet. We also don't want to lure that third Draco just yet. So yeah, basically my plan is to lure the Dracos one by one. Because, yeah, again, you don't want to have to deal with all of these cluster mages. And I just realized that despite the map looking like it's sunset, the actual battle screens don't. Oh, wait a minute, speaking of the map, I haven't talked about the new map theme yet, have I? I knew I was missing something. Yeah, this map theme, this is, called Expedition. It actually sounds quite different to how it did in the original Mystery of the Emblem. The original Mystery of the Emblem version sounded a lot more heroic than this. It kind of fit more later on when it's used for some maps where you kind of go on a bit of an epic quest. We'll get to that when we get to that. But, at the moment though, the remake version of the theme, well, it sounds a lot more sort of, I don't know, not exactly mysterious, but it more gives you the feeling of you're going off into the unknown and you don't know what's going to happen, but you know you have to keep going. Like, yeah, you're on the run from the biggest empire on the continent, and your only refuge is attacking you. I feel like you got your back to the wall, but you'll keep going. That's really the only thing you can do at this point. And yeah, for that, it kind of fits the mood. It also there's a new bit of the song that I didn't play in the original game. I can't quite describe exactly where it is because, like I've mentioned before, when I'm doing this commentary, I actually can't hear the sound on the video, which, yeah, is really annoying when I'm trying to comment on music like this, but I do know the map theme is somewhat well. As for the enemy phase map theme, well, you really don't get to hear much of it, but you don't need to. Just that ominous droning sound is... yeah, it's a pretty intimidating enemy phase theme, especially this early in the game, and that will become apparent later, once we see... This map theme's going to last us for a little while, and we'll be fighting some very, very dangerous enemies soon. And for them, it really fits. So yeah, I mean, this one, I guess this one, you don't really need to hear any more than the first few notes of it. There's not really that much to this enemy phase theme, except for the big droning drum beat, which, but it is certainly ominous, and especially for this point in the game. And you'll see why. Another unnecessary critical. Still cool. Again, you'll see why that's the case later. Yeah, we're going to be fighting some really... And wow, his speed is 1 point off max. See, Bast is insane. Bast is completely insane. A lot of people recommend reclassing him though, but then again, I don't use reclass, so I'm not going to do that. Even though I actually don't really like Warrior very much. Yeah. I mean, 24 speed cap, I just don't really... 24 speed cap is not ideal, to say the least. That's why, if I could reclass him, I prefer Berserker because of the better speed cap and critical bonus too. But, and funnily enough, that kind of fits because Bast actually was a pirate at one point in his backstory. Now, right, see that area where we started? We want to get as far away from there as possible. The only enemies left are those three bishops, including the boss. That's going to change soon, and when it does, we're going to want to get the hell out of here. Yep, remember how I said we'll be hightailing it for the next 3 chapters when I was on chapter 7? Yeah, this is still one of them. So, we've got to watch out, because soon we'll be seeing why. So basically, yes, even if you've got people like Aaron, who you're not really using much, you want to get as far away from your starting position as possible. It's kind of like Path of Radiance chapter, yeah, here Jacob is explaining why. Yep, the Arcadian army is still on our tail, and they're approaching us. We've got to keep going, we have to get as far away from the starting point as possible, and we want to see it as quickly as we can. But first, we have to rescue that village. We must get to that village. I cannot stress this enough, that village is of vital importance. There are 3 things we get out of that village. You'll probably tell that one of them is a new character, and you can probably know who that is. There are 3 things we get out of that village. all three of them are absolutely crucial. So, again, that's why back then I needed to kill that thief. You have to rescue this village as soon as you can. But of course though, Marth's gonna go all the way over there, and that's bad, because you know what that means? That means it's gonna take a while for Marth to get back in seas. And again, that is not good, because again, when the Arcadian army's approaching, we want to get out of here as fast as we can. But fortunately, it looks like we can kill one of these bishops now. No more swarm for you. Did he even get a chance to use swarm at all? I don't care. No more swarm for you, and hey, Speedwing, nice. I'm gonna save that for later. Just 2 more left. Only 1 Swarm Bishop to go, and that means we can safely put our low resistance characters in range. Because, yeah, really they're only in danger if they get hit by 2 swarms in the same turn. That is not nice. And yeah, see, Etzel is proving his worth as a healer here. He's actually really useful. But, Sirius can't quite get out of range. We've really got to... Yeah, we've got to get all the way over there. Also, Julian just found boots. Boots, yep, increases your movement. That's why both those chests there, one of them's a bit more vital than the other. I mean, one of them you need to keep good ending, but the boots, you don't want to miss the boots either. They're amazing. Really amazing. I'm going to put in an invaded swarm there. But anyway. Now we're almost up at this weird small towny thing up there, in the desert. There's quite a lot of shops here, but, yeah, I mean, they don't really have all that many items up for sale. But we've got to keep going. We have to get rid of these bishops, and we have to move as far forward as we can. Now, what I want to do is I want to have Aaron go and sit on that fort while Sirius goes up to fight the swarm bishops. Yeah, that's not really accurate, but... Whoa, boy, don't do that, don't do that. Yeah, the boss has Bolganone, which is painful. You saw how much damage that does to someone with an actual resistance stat. Imagine how much that does to someone with, like 90% of people here who have no resistance. And yeah, that boss there, Yodel, is a bishop, and for some reason I always thought he'd fit better as a sage. But anyway. Also, Fina needs to get as close to Marth as she can, because Marth is going to have to run to and from that village very quickly. Because again, we've got a problem. We've got a serious problem. Problem with a capital A that stands for, well, we'll see. Alright, now this village here, this is interesting. She's recommending we stock up now because there aren't many shops where we're going. This is really only half true. It's true that there are no shops past this point. There are, however, a lot, and I mean a lot, of secret shops. And we're going to want to save our gold for them, because they sell some pretty sweet loot. And that's why I'm saving my gold now. Because again, like they say, there aren't many shops from here on, but there are secret shops. And those secret shops contain some very, very nice items that we will be wanting. And that's why, again, she recommends you stock up on items now. Don't go too overboard. You want to save your gold for the secret shops. Trust me, there's some really good stuff there. I've said that 3 times, but I can't stress it enough. Save your gold for the secret shops. You'll be thanking me when you do. And ow, see, that guy is painful. Bolganone is, yeah, ouch. You'll also notice there's an arena up there if you want to arena reviews. This chapter's not the best for arena reviewing though, because like I said, you got to get out of here really quickly. And yeah. So you don't have time to spend here, you know, spending like 40 turns arena reviewing. You just don't have that time. Trust me, if you do that, the Arcadian army is going to approach you, and you're all going to get slaughtered. So, yeah, this is not actually the best chapter to introduce you to your first arena. There actually aren't that many arenas in this game, but you got the drill grounds to compensate, really. Unfortunately, the arenas on the map still use the Days of Training theme, so no remix battle music for you in this game, sadly, and none in Awakening too, which is really such a shame. So many good battle songs in the series they haven't used for arenas yet. Anyway, we're going to want to watch our backs, literally, because they're coming. They're coming soon. Alright, let's see what's in this armory. Wow, actually, silver swords and silver axes. That's nice. That is very nice. Very, very nice. But I might buy 1 silver sword. That might be it. I don't actually have any silver swords, really. Silver axes, I don't really need those because, 1, Bass isn't anywhere near to using them. 2, he has high enough strength anyway. And 3, well, we're going to get something a little better than a silver axe soon. Speaking of silver axes, you might remember, anyone who's played the original Mystery will remember that you got an awful lot of them in the original game, but okay, this shop only sells pure water and vulneraries. But pure water is kind of pointless given we've already only just gone through all the mages. And this one sells some magic, not particularly amazing magic, but at the very least, we can buy healing staves here. Now, healing staves will not be sold, well, some might be sold in the future, but they really won't be sold very much from the secret shops. So we actually do want to stock up on those. Militia was running low on healing staves anyway. So yeah, we want to stock up on those, and Julian's got to keep running because we want to get away from the starting position as fast as we can. Swarm, I hate you, Swarm, go die. And that's actually a really nice forest background there. So that's what forest terrain in a desert looks like. Oh, one space. Just, oh, not quite. Actually, Narval can go in the arena right now, can't he? Oh, maybe not, I don't know. But, Fina's over here, and, she needs to stand around this point so that Mark can... No, he can't get to the arena. I kind of wanted to... Because he hasn't actually killed anything in all this chapter, I kind of wanted to get him, you know, gotta make sure the Fast gets the kill here, but without going in range of the Volganone guy. So I'm gonna have to, set it up so he can hand that position. Anyway, what I was saying, Narval hasn't got any kills this whole chapter, so I kind of wanted to use him in the arena a bit. Also, mostly, oh, another men's staff. I probably didn't need to stock up as much as I did. Mostly because I actually want a bit more money. I realised I went a bit overboard with shopping, so, and I really want to save my money for something that happens later in the secret shops, because we're going to need quite a bit of gold for that. Might have to sell some excess silver items too, but anyway. Right then. Almost at that village, almost at the arena. I won't be spending too long in the arena, of course, and only the boss remains. But that's not going to happen for long. We also could hit that save point right now, and in fact I think we'll be doing so shortly. Although I've got to make sure Sirius is ready to kill that boss. Here they come! Oh boy, yeah, this is why you wanted to stay away from that starting position. Anyone who's still there is going to die. Oh, right, now here's the boss here. Now, Yodel, yeah, for some reason, he shares his name with a playable fisher from Fire Emblem 6. Which is kind of funny, but, this guy, probably, well, yeah. While Yodel specialized in... why not speed? Oh, well, he's getting a lot of defense, though. This guy, unlike Yodel, who specialized in healing, this guy certainly specializes in doing a lot of damage with that, thing. And what? Who's that guy trying to... well, it's Astrum himself trying to cross that river. Oh, crap. Yep, the Hero Brigade's here, and we've got to finish this chapter. They'll be probably on us in about 3 turns. We're going to have to make sure that we're out of here by then. But first, it's time for Mark to finally visit this village. And yes, like I said, this could not be more important. Yes, here we meet and recruit Minerva. And yes, this is important for 3 reasons, all of which I'll go into soon. But at the moment, yeah. Apparently Marth found out that Michalis had taken her, which is interesting because that was never brought up before, and all you knew was she just disappeared. And yeah, apparently, Maria's kindness even touched him. It touched him according to the developer's notes, even when apparently he was the one who suggested Maria become a hostage for Doluna, just to assure the people's obedience. She actually completely agreed to that plan. I'm not really sure she knew what she was getting into, but she thought that she'd be saving people's lives by doing it. And apparently at that time, Michalis actually felt really guilty about the whole plan then. So, even then, he was, but, you see, not only do we get Minerva, but we also get 2 really important items. The Hulk Claire, which is the A-ranked axe. Its power rivals even the Regalia. That's gonna be useful. We also get the Virgo Shard. So, yep, we absolutely needed to visit that village. And for other reasons too, as you'll be finding out shortly. With that, Minerva, the Princess of Macedon, joins us. And, well, Minerva's pretty much in a similar situation as Etzel, although she kind of has his in reverse. While he improved since Shadow Dragon, she probably got worse since the original Mystery of the Emblem. She's nowhere near as good as she was there. She's probably better than she was in Shadow Dragon, though. But, really, her and Etzel both follow the same theme. They're both pre-promotes that are actually pretty decent and probably worth using. I mean, not as good as Sirius as far as awesome pre-promotes go, but Minerva's certainly not bad. She's got pretty good growth rates, and her bases actually aren't too terrible. Of course, a promoted Pala or Catria will completely outclass her, but until they do, her bases can actually suffice for this point in the game. Her starting speed is oddly high for a Draco Knight, and her starting defense is pretty good too, though a shame it's only got a 30% defense growth. That's kind of sad for a defense base so high. And she's got an amazing luck growth too, and good skill, and enough of a speed growth to actually max speed on average. So wow, a pre-promote that maxes a stat on average. That's pretty good, except it's not really saying much considering that the Draco Knight speed cap is so low. But still, her strength could be a bit higher, and that's where her main problems lie. But other than that, well, Minerva's actually pretty decent by pre-promote standards, although again, a promoted Pala or Catria will totally outclass her. Until then though, she makes a pretty decent fighter, especially with that A rank in Accident Hullclare, although you probably want to save that for the later chapters. Speaking of the later chapters though, yes, remember before when I mentioned those 4 characters who are virtually forced into the final chapter? Okay, let's go over them so far, shall we? We've got Julian, and we've got Sirius. Well, Minerva is the 3rd. Yes, that's right, you'll need to be bringing Minerva to the final chapter, and because of that, it's probably a good idea to train her a bit, even if it's just in the drill grounds. Trust me, that'll be important when you actually have to use her later. Again, yeah. In the final chapter, you are going to need her. It's going to be an awful lot harder and more depressing if you don't use her, so you may as well. And so, yeah, for that purpose, she's actually not bad. Although she's nowhere near as good as she was in the original Mystery. If you look at her averages, those would have been crazy by the original Mystery standards. Not anymore, sadly. The other Pegasus / Draco Knights will kinda outclass her. But she's, as far as pre-promotes go, she's certainly not bad. So, yeah, that's basically Minerva. With the applause and flames there. But yeah, before we left off, we were about to go into the arena, and yes, as you see, it's the same as before. Here Narval's fighting a particularly tough mage, but nothing he can't handle. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to go another round, but at least I can pick up a bit of gold. So yeah, I really didn't get a chance to use the arena any more than that, well, at least it's nice to get some experience. Now, I probably need to take this guy down soon, otherwise he's going to be doing some pretty serious damage to Ryan. And everyone, actually. Because, yeah, Volcanone hurts an awful lot, and unfortunately he won't be dropping it. He will be dropping us another Master Seal, though. See what I said about those being really plentiful in this game? Yeah, you get an awful lot. Right, now let's weaken him a bit. Can't really dodge this. Ow. Nope, no dodge. Oh well, Bars can finish him off now. And... oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, bad. Oh, nothing to worry about, fine. And gone. Phew, he missed that second one. Oh, by the way, the localization on that death quote, so much better than the original Mystery fan translation. I really like what they did with that line. Really like it. No, he didn't quite max speed there, but he's getting more strength, which is important. He's certainly going to max both of those before level 20. Yeah, that's why Bars is pretty crazy. 20 strength and 20 speed? Wow. His skill's nothing to laugh at either. But those heroes are going to be upon us soon, so we're going to need to run. That's what Finn is there for. And uh-oh, here they come, here they come, here they come. Oh, crap. They can also cross water, like Astra is going to show right now, yeah. Most promoted units can actually cross rivers in this game. Marth can too, and that's going to become important in the next chapter. But until then, well, we're going to have to tough it out for a little bit longer. Couple more turns. So let's make sure to hug the north of the map as much as possible. You've got to stay out of these guys' range because, yeah. And in case it's not obvious to you, you can't recruit Astrum yet either. Nope. We'll be recruiting him later. But, no, not now. So, for the time being, we're gonna run. And we've got to finish our own defense against Astrum at this point is ending this chapter as quickly as possible. So we've got to do that. Fortunately, though, this will be the last chapter we have to end fast. So yeah, he's going to stop chasing us for quite a while after we finish this one. But until then, though, yep, so basically, yeah, he'll go home soon and then we'll have some peace again, but until then, we've got to stay out of his way till then. Right. Again, not much to say here, just hugging this castle, staying the hell away from Astrum, because, again, we really don't want to kill him. We also don't want to get a taste of that Mercurius, even though it would be nice to have on our sword use at this point. Yes, technically speaking, if you can kill him and get it now, but, yeah, I mean, it's not that important to have it now. Why would you want to waste such a good sword now? Whoa dear, they're coming. And unfortunately, there actually is a lot of open plain between here, but they're going to take a route for the desert, so not all of them. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is getting scary. Okay, we've got to get Marth over there as fast as we can. Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the Marthy man. Okay, go. Alright, okay, I think I'm one turn off there, but this is going to be close. We're going to be cutting this really close. Really close. So, whew, this is nerve-wracking. This is very nerve-wracking. Well, at least it was at the time. Astrum, what we going to do? Hero on the tail, gotta run, we gotta bail. Yes, we've gotta run, we've gotta bail now. Oh crap, Marvin's one space off. One space, he needs one more space. Okay, right, okay. Oh crap, yeah, okay, if I don't get Martha to the throne now, we're dead. But fortunately, Fina is on hand. Now, if he can just make it, I hope that this doesn't lower his movement enough. No, he made it. And we're clear. We're in the clear. We have escaped from Astrum's heroes for the third and final time. That is it. No more Astrum chasing us. Phew. We can breathe a sigh of relief. That was close. That was really close. But, phew, that was really close. But, yep, we're safe now, and it looks like we're going to be going inside the school to find out just why all those mages were attacking us. Until then, see you. I apologise for the already massive length of this video, but we've got a Star Shard roundup to do, so let's get to it. The Capricorn Shard is found in this chapter in the rightmost chest in this little roomy thing on the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Players of Shadow Dragon might remember this as the place where Garnef spawned in Chapter 14 of that game. So yeah, there's two chests here. This one here contains the Capricorn Shard, but you don't want to miss the other one too, because that contains boots. Anyway, you want to make sure you position your thief as far to the right of the deployment as possible. You can't actually put Marth there, so you might as well use the thief. And yeah, you want to also make sure you kill the enemy thieves as fast as possible before they get to these treasures, because yes, you don't want to miss this one. Again, this one's also missable, and it's also in a pretty out-of-the-way location. Most people won't expect there to be chests here, or even there to be chests at all in an outdoor map, so don't forget to bring a thief here, you'll need it. You could have used Marth, but that's not recommended, because Marth needs to hurry to the castle to seize anyway, and any extra time spent getting these chests is more time for Astrum's heroes to catch up to you. So I'd recommend using a thief for this one. The second Star Shard in this chapter, the Virgo Shard, is in Minerva's possession. To recruit her, have Marth visit the single village right at the top right-hand corner of the map. Now, this one is important because out of the shards we previously received by recruiting characters, Samto was almost impossible to miss, and George literally could not be missed. Minerva, you actually can miss her if you're not careful. If you let a thief visit this village, not only have you lost Minerva, you've also lost all shot at getting the good ending. Also, of course, why would you want to get to the good ending without Minerva? Because she's needed for the final chapter anyway. So, Again, I cannot stress the importance of this village enough. I've already talked about it in the main run, but you need to get Mart to this village as soon as you possibly can. However, he also needs to recruit Etzel, so Mart's got a lot to do on this map. For that, I recommend using Fina to make sure that he gets to and from where he needs to go as fast as possible. Because, yeah, you don't want to miss this one. This one's actually surprisingly easy to miss, and, well, at least if you miss recruiting Minerva, you won't get the good ending anyway, so you won't have to worry about not being able to take her to the final chapter. Still, it's annoying, and yeah, you want to visit this village, of course. Again, three incredibly useful things here. Minerva, who's needed for the final chapter, the Holt Claire, the A-rank axe, and of course Virgo, which is needed to even get to the final chapter in the first place. Right, this has been the Starsphere Roundup once again. We now have 10 shards out of 12, only 2 to go.